Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of the Cartridge and Disc Podcast. Today, let's talk about Colecovision. Maybe you're a Gen X gamer, maybe you're not. Maybe you're thinking about collecting this console because, you know, the games, a lot of them are reasonably priced right now. You can get the cartridges for cheap, you know, in a lot of places because not a lot of people collect for this console anymore. There are some expensive ones, I'm not going to lie, but there's a lot of cartridges that are very approachable now. You know, prices have come down on this, at least from what I've seen. I don't know what it is in your area, but I'm going to give you my sort of top 10 list here. And guys, I like doing this by remembering, you know, and just kind of do it on my fingers and remembering the games, remembering my experiences rather than give you a, I don't know, like a, you know, some sort of made up list of what everybody considers to be the greatest games. To me, it's more about the experiences and, you know, how I played these games and how much I played them, right? And I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go from number 1 down to number 10, right? So for me, the old-time favorite game on ColecoVision was Donkey Kong because I had the most fun with that game. When I brought that game home, my friends were blown away. It was just like the arcade in our eyes, you know. It was really the closest thing to the arcade at that point. I didn't own the Intellivision. I owned the ColecoVision, and I love my ColecoVision, guys. For me, it was what separated me from the regular gamer. You know, it really made me feel like, okay, yeah, I'm a gamer now. You know, I'm a level above, you know, everybody else because I have the ColecoVision. And Donkey Kong was really, you know, the closest to the arcade experience that you could have. And I love that game. So number 1 for me all time is going to be Donkey Kong. If you go back to the other stories on my channel, and you can go back and find out how I got the Saxon video, how I got Saxon. I made a video on that. But that would be my number 2. My number 2 would be Saxon, another game that I really played a lot, and I loved it. You know, I really loved playing that game. Enjoyable, and you know, it's just a bunch of fun. Let's see, number 3, again with the, how would I say, with the arcade experience, right? Number 3 is Popeye. Popeye, that's right. I love playing Popeye. And you know, some, you know, these are Nintendo properties except for the Sega one. It's Saxon, right? But yeah, so we have Donkey Kong, we have Saxon, we have Popeye. I love Popeye in the arcade, and I love the fact that you can play Popeye at home. And that is my number 3. My number 4, another Nintendo game, was Donkey Kong Jr. That's right, my number 4 is Donkey Kong Jr. You know, it's, you know what? Scratch that. Scratch that. Let's put Donkey Kong Jr. at number 5 because number 4, I just remembered, is going to be Mr. Do. Mr. Do, that's right, Mr. Do. I loved it in the arcade, and I love playing it in the ColecoVision. And then at number 5, I'll put Donkey Kong Jr. That's right. So you can see how Nintendo heavy this first top 5 is, right? And for me, it was all about the arcade, guys. It was all about the arcade and playing games that most closely, you know, resembled the arcade experience. Another one that did that for me, right, and you know, my friends enjoyed it, and it was just a cool game. You know, it was a classic. That was Q*bert. We'll do that at number 6, Q*bert. Yes, that was a pretty good game. It was a character back in the day. I'm surprised that nobody's brought that property back and made it a, you know, made it somebody's mascot. I mean, there's a lot you can do with that game, really. I don't know why it's not more promoted on mobile now. That would be great. I mean, it's just something that just blows my mind that they haven't done yet. Okay, so that's number 6. Okay, number 7, Gorf. I love playing Gorf, right? And that's for those of you who don't know, it's a combination between Galaxian and Space Invaders. It was like the ultimate battle for me, and playing that arcade machine was awesome. Listening to it talk, it was just like next level, like whoa, you know. Back in the day, that's I think that game is from 1983. But yeah, Gorf is awesome for me. And I also remember, let's give Burger Time. Let's do Burger Time at number 8, right? At number 8, we'll do Burger Time because that's another arcade classic. And that was the closest thing, again, to the arcade that we could find because the 2600 wasn't doing. A game also that was pretty cool was Pitfall 2, right? We'll give that number 9. Pitfall 2, The Lost Caverns, I believe it's called. And we'll do number 10, and that's a hard one for me because, you know, it really falls between two games, but I played more Gyrus. We'll do that one to top it off, right? And I'll give an honorable mention to Spy Hunter. So that would be me, right? And as you can see, it's mostly arcade titles that you could play at home. That was really the experience of the Colecovision. That's what gave you bragging rights back in the day, is that you had games at home that resembled the arcades the most. And let me tell you, man, the Colecovision was so special to me. You know, having the old console now, having, you know, the large joysticks and just, you know, looking back at it, you know, being able to hold the console and just have me, you know, have it take me back in time, you know, to those years when I was really young, when I was discovering gaming, when I was discovering how much I loved the hobby, you know, and also, you know, just being the console that really cemented video gaming for me as a hobby long term, of me wanting to be just a dedicated gamer. I didn't know, you know, what gaming was going to become. I didn't know anything about Nintendo. I didn't know anything about those things, but I knew at that moment that I wanted to be in the future of video games, whatever that future might have been. I didn't know, right? I didn't know. I knew video games were going to get better. I knew they were going to get more expensive, but I knew I wanted to be part of it. It was part of growing up in the 80s. It was part of the experience. It really, really was. And it's so sad to see what happened to the ColecoVision name, right? When you get all these charlatans trying to, you know, deal in nostalgia and just buy a property in order to make a buck, you know, and just ruin a legacy like that. You know, companies are here to make business. You know, I understand that. But guys, I'm telling you, when this company left, you know, it was sad. And when they try to revive it, we were so happy. And then to see the demise of it, the demise of the brand, was really, really sad. I really do hope that a lot of people can look back at the ColecoVision and appreciate it for what it was in the 80s, and don't even think about, you know, what this debacle they did here, you know, with the brand, because back in the day, it was truly, truly an amazing machine. All right, guys, I have to go into the store and buy this milk, get some Pampers, but I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for joining me. Take care.